As ProSweets and ISM rapidly approach, Confectionery Production speaks to Thiago Roriz of TNA Solutions with its headquarters in Australia, which will be calling in as a key exhibitor of this year's ProSweets, where it will showcase everything from its mogul lines through to its flagship Robag form, fill and seal system.
So just describing first who we are and a little bit of our TNA history, right? So the company was founded 43 years ago, and where we started on a snack industry. So the company owners, Alf and Nadia Taylor, with Alf being an engineer, he developed the fastest vertical form, fill and seal packaging machine at the time. That's how the company was founded. Then, doing that in Australia, a very small country, they start going global, setting up business, which is one of our strengths. We are global. We are really, our setup is to be in all, our vision is to be in all the regions, all the continents in the world, and we are nearly there navigating through that strategy. So many years back, the company had that vision. We should be a turnkey supplier, one point of contact to supply the full line. So then we start acquiring companies or developing the technologies to be able to supply that complete line. So in the last 10 years, so we've been doing that for all snack. Snack has been the main focus for TNA for the first maybe 20, 25 years. So after that, we started going to other applications to the point that we went to confectionery, and confectionery, then we acquired company to be able to also supply the complete line. So this last year, the success for us and our growth has been mostly supplying complete lines in confectionery, as well as French fries line, as well as snack. In TNA, we run our TNA Australian calendar year, financial year. So our 2024 was a great year. That year for us has finished in June 2024. So now we are halfway through our 2025 year, which also has been a great year for us. What we see, a huge growth in confectionery business.
One of the things that's come to light that I've written about in the past couple of weeks has been you're looking at augmented reality, sort of effectively digital twin systems. Can you explain about the potential for that for manufacturers? Thanks.
We launched our TNA IntelliAssist platform. So that will work with several ways of integrating virtual reality, artificial intelligence. And what are we doing? We're simulating technologies to help manufacturers virtually plan and integrate equipment into production lines. In some of the cases, we are including achieving 95% in planning accuracy and eliminating reworks. What we do today, if we compare a real world with a virtual world, in that virtual world, you will have exactly the same experience in terms of vision in 3D. You interact with our customer into that virtual world. You put your goggles, or if somebody's remote in let's say 3 different countries, a customer could be in one country, our solution specialist and our engineers could be in 2 other different countries. They all get the devices, put the goggles on or look at the screen in a computer, and they are meeting 3 of them inside a virtual factory. That virtual factory could be a place that we create, or could be actually the factory of our customer that we have done a 3D scanning and have placed all the equipment there. So by not need to do all this travel or being able to foresee in 3D what will happen after our equipment is installed, that capability of seeing all of these virtually help us immensely in avoiding mistakes. So optimize the planning time for any future projects that we're looking at has been great. Like we are at the forefront on the industry, so nobody has done this in our industry. We are really working with all those technologies. We've been working on this for quite some time. So we've been actually waiting for the internet, the softwares, all to be catching up to what our vision has been for more than 2 years now. So it has been great. It's been a very successful launch. We just recently launched, and we have already what we call onboarding the project. So all our projects now will be able to be seen on a virtual and real world, and from now on. For us, being one point of contact and being able to integrate all those systems that end up being quite a complex in terms of technology, is a complex solution. So by us being one point of contact to the customer, there is no more companies not being responsible for their own issues in their equipment. So our customers were before needed to manage those all several vendors, all several suppliers. They have us as one point of contact. Us internally, we can integrate all those systems. If in a simple terms, if you have every machine is one brain which is their control systems. Now we have platforms that sits at the top of those brains, so you have a full balanced production line. Because sometimes you believe a problem your inefficiency sits in one area of your production line, but in reality is a symphony. You need to have everything playing correctly to get your higher efficiency, and that brain that stays at the top of all those small brains will help to coordinate that whole symphony.
Very good indeed. And just on a sort of musical note, moving on to sort of your next performance is going to be coming up in the new year at ProSweets. How important is that show, and what is going to be the core areas of focus for it?
Yeah, look, very important for us. We are big on trade shows, and I don't fully remember, we keep changing, but it's somewhere around 25 to 30 shows every year. So ProSweets confectionery is fully in line with our confectionery strategy. That's where we're growing in confectionery. So we're going to be all coming back to the same. We want to show the same things we've been discussing briefly before. So complete line expertise, and we will have a high capacity mogul system that we're going to be presenting, that we have done several upgrades to our old version of the Maxi mogul. So now we have actually with several orders done the last couple of years. This is a 6,000 kgs per hour capacity line, so double of the standard size mogul lines. We will also have the TNA and mogul, the mini mogul, we call it. So there is a lot of pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals companies going into smaller capacity, also for new startup companies that are just getting into the industry, getting into the business, and trying to just test the market. We also launch a machine with a smaller capacity, and also our complete solutions portfolio. We're showing not only the mogul part is for, maybe I'm getting too specific to the point. Mogul is the main machine that does the jelly, the form. Just a brief explanation with the mogul is, in case that you want to use that as well, the machine will have trays. You fill it with starch, you make a print into that starch, and then you fill that with jelly. In a simple terms, that's what a mogul machine is, and that is the heart of a confectionery production line. But a part of that heart, you still also need to have all auxiliary items, like your sugar sander, how you apply that sour flavor or the sugar into the gummy, as well as how you clean it, how you transport that into the next process, how you weigh and pack into that integrated packaging system. And from that bag, you put it into a case packer, so we can provide that full integrated solution with one main point of contact.
Now, but in your eyes, what makes it an interesting and decent show to your mind?
Look, we get to see all the bigger customers, all the bigger players in a condensed couple of days. So it's always how we like to do. We do show all those technologies. The big thing for us in show is we can demonstrate what we have been doing, what we're planning to do in terms of technologies and solutions. But even more important, we have the relationship building, a face-to-face, being able to meet our customers. Usually we traveling to visit is not that efficient. In an expo where so many, most of the big players in an industry come to see us, that's a big benefit. That's something that we really look forward to. It's a great show. And also, as I said before, because confectionery is in our strategic growth, we will be attending confectionery shows well known like ProSweets.
Just looking at the market in general at the moment, what would you say are your biggest challenges at the moment in terms of how you're going about manufacturing equipment and just meeting the demands of your customers?
So supply chain disruptions is something that more and more are coming, it's never stopped, but I think since COVID and the current geopolitical challenges we see across the world is applying that additional pressure to our customers in terms of supply chain disruption. So we have been really looking at how can we help our customers to overcome those challenges. We already described our strategies to do that, but having one point of contact, being global, if we can't supply from a region because any geopolitical issues in that region, we're going to have that alternative solution to be provided by another place. We keep designing our equipment to address efficiencies, so your material is well applied. If you're not getting material, because we are really controlling and with precision applying the right quantities in what we do. And that is all coming to also when we're doing product innovation, enhancing energy and resource efficiency to help our customer reduce their operational cost is always in our mind.
Yeah.